Today we're meeting a Mexican chef in Singapore. His name is Maurice from Papi's Tacos.
Barbecue beef brisket.
Buddy. My man.
How are you?
How are you?
You wanna eat first?
Maurice.
Hello. How are you?
Papi's Tacos.
Papi's Tacos. First of all, salud, señor. Thank you
Salud.
for having me. My name is Mauricio Espinoza. I'm from Mexico. I came to Singapore 8 years ago. I took the job because when I heard, oh, let's go to Singapore, I'm like, okay, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
But, I came in and I just fell in love with the country, and then I felt welcomed.
And you had never been here before, right?
No, at that time it was my first time, and I came to work for friends, so that make it more easier.
You had once told me about coming here with $50 in your pocket. That was like the craziest thing. It's like this guy risked it all, but maybe like they had nothing to lose. So can you walk us through that a bit more?
I was in Mexico. I moved from New York to Mexico.
Yeah.
And I was in Mexico for 2 years, almost 2 years. And I couldn't really find a proper job that suit what I wanted to do. I would work one day and the next day it's like, oh no, sorry, you've been replaced. And I'm like, okay,
Shit.
well, bye. And obviously when my friends told me, let's go to Singapore,
Yeah.
I was like, well, I ate up my savings. I have no savings after all this time without being able to work. What is there to lose? And yeah, so I came in, and the only money I had, it was $50 in my pocket. I had to ask for a loan to my friend / boss.
Shout out to that friend.
Yes.
Shout out to that friend.
Yes. Yes.
And so we're here today now, and we've got Papi's Tacos. You've got how many locations now? What an incredible story.
So now we have 3 locations, from Sia Street to Tanjong Pagar, from Tanjong Pagar to Katong.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just trying to get more people to get to know Mexican food, and to understand that how we Mexicans see it. If a taco is not messy, then it's not Mexican.
That's it.
You gotta be messy. Don't use fork and knife. If Papi see you, no. I mean, it's just nice to be able to share my culture with everybody.
If you could distill it to somebody that doesn't know about Papi's Tacos, how would you describe the concept of it?
The reason why I create Papi's Tacos, it was a place where you can have authentic food from Mexico made by a Mexican. I'm not from Mexico City, I'm from Tlaxcala. So my flavors are a bit different from what people might have eaten in Mexico City,
Right.
in California, because they have a lot of Mexicans there. It's a bit different. So I came from a rural place, super rural, farmers, it's not a city. So our flavors are more settled, more clean.
Yeah. Okay.
You let the chicken speak. You let the beef to speak.
Love it.
It's clean. What it makes a taco fantastic is the sauce.
Okay.
It's the flavor of the sauce, whether it is salsa verde, salsa roja, or it's done in a molcajete, which is a mortar and pesto.
Yeah.
It was needed to have a simple Mexican joint where you come in, you eat a taco, you have a margarita or a tequila shot, and I felt that I was the guy to be able to cook a taco, make a quesadilla, make a burrito, talk to people and say, hey, you know what, you have a hard day, let me give you a shot. So I think that's how I get to know a lot of people, and that's how a lot of people got to know about Papi's, because they were like, oh my God, I met this Mexican dude making tacos in this tiny restaurant on Sia Street. I never seen it as a job. I seen it as I'm the bridge between a good food, good time, and a good memory. And that's how we met.
That's literally how we met a year ago.
You know,
I was sitting right over here having tacos for the very first time, introduced by some other friends of ours. I'll show a picture, but it was what a time.
I think that's the touch that I like to give to people. Like, I don't mind to share small things like, yes, I came to Singapore with $50 in my pocket. Yes, I was illegal in the States. Being Mexican in the States is the hardest thing that you can ever imagine, right? It's racism, it's people have high expectations, like you work hard and you don't charge a lot, you know, and you do all these things. When people see a Mexican being illegal at some point, come to a place and build something. You just get somewhere.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of Latinos respect. And as a person, and anybody who can relate. And I want to tell you, I used to be ashamed to tell people that I used to be illegal. It just happened that I ran away from home. My parents didn't tell me to go, okay? You know, I was super young and I ran away and I was ashamed to tell people when I came to Singapore because I felt that people will judge me for something that I'm not.
Right.
You know, like,
yeah.
Oh my God, you might have done something terrible. Oh my God, you, oh my God, does the police know? You know, or immigration knows? But it's nothing. I mean, we as immigrants, we just need a job to go by and to hopefully build something, right? My team really believes in me, follows me, my partners, you know, you start creating this community. And then now you have the opportunity to tell who you are, where you came from. That could change the game for a lot of people who are thinking, should I learn a new language? Should I travel to Europe and see what it's like? Should I open my kopitiam stall? For me, it's just do it. You know, just go for it. Like.
For me, it's a prime example of you trailblazing. It sets the standard and the example for other people to do the same.
I asked my wife, I say, listen, there is this, back then she was my fiance. I was like, hey, there is this guy who wants to have an interview. He wants to know more about my life experience and how I get to New York, blah, 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 you know, and all those things. And she's like, you should do it. You should totally do it, you know. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I just ashamed. Like what people might think of me, you know.
Yeah.
And she's like, but you know how many people who could be in the same situation of doubting themselves or thinking like, oh, it's because I'm this race. I shouldn't be this successful because I'm from this race or I'm from this background.
Yeah. Totally.
Maybe they get to hear where you came from and what you're building, you know, with your team, with your partners, with everybody else. Like, it's not just a business, it's just a lifestyle, a way to teach people how to be better. Then do it.
Is this what keeps you going today?
Personally, one of the reasons why I wanted to open more restaurants is because that's the only way to see progression on someone. Because if you have a small restaurant or a small business, it could be any business, right?
Yeah.
And you have maybe 4 people, you have a cashier and someone helping out in sales or whatever, there is no way any of them is gonna be a manager. It's just not gonna happen because there is no growth.
I get it now.
There is no growth.
Yeah.
Like how are you gonna tell this person, well, I wanna give you a chance to be a manager, but then I'm only gonna pay you $2 more, $1.50 more.
Yeah, because it's a function of how big the business is.
But when you have the ability to open up more businesses and you have the ability to, you know, to train people, to guide people, and say, okay, you're a waiter today. You wanna be an assistant manager. It's gonna be a bit more money, but it's gonna be a bit more problems to solve, to deal with, you know. And then so on, like, oh, you're a good chef. You wanna be a sous chef. You wanna be a head chef. You wanna be a group chef.
Progression.
So there is a progression.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me going to build And honestly, like I always tell people, don't work if you don't like it. You have to like it, at least a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, I love your story so much, and particularly what keeps you going is basically you went from $50 to building a mini restaurant empire in order to make sure that the community that you've got grows with you.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge fan of that. Kudos to it.
Thank you. ¿Qué pasó? Bienvenido. Ven, güey, ven.
Okay. Come here.
Welcome to my kitchen. So, let's talk about a bit some of the ingredients. For Mexican food, it's always very important to have dry chilies and fresh ingredients. These are some of the ingredients that we use a lot. So we have, this one is chipotle. This one is guajillo. This one is tomatillo. Tomatoes, jalapenos, nopales, aka Mr. Cactus, and coriander.
Cilantro.
Cilantro, sí señor. Before I started Papi's, not many people knew about tomatillos. I think I was one of the first people who actually got tomatillos into Singapore. Chipotle.
And where do you source these tomatillos?
And, guajillo. So these guys, I have a supplier who help us out to bring them over.
From Mexico?
From Mexico.
Oh wow.
And this one, it varies. Sometimes it's from Mexico and sometimes it's from Malaysia.
Ooh.
Can you imagine that?
I didn't know nopales grows in Malaysia.
I didn't know either. So funny thing to say, the first time I was working with nopales, I showed the nopal to, careful, it has
the spikies.
I showed the nopal to one of my chefs, and he says to me, wow, the nopales in Malaysia are eaten by cows. You telling me you guys eat this? I'm like, yeah, we eat this. And he's like, oh, yeah, this is the cow's food.
Cow's food.
So sad. But I feel like now they carry more tomatillo than they used to.
Okay.
It's easier to get them in. I mean, not easier, but it's more available than it was 6 years ago when I started it. Also, when it comes to chilies, I feel like I can see more. And I'm really happy to see more restaurants using these, basic ingredients like this, which means the flavors will be
That's awesome.
authentic.
We're gonna make a hot sauce on the fly.
We're gonna do a salsa verde.
Okay.
We're gonna use tomatillos and we're gonna use jalapenos.
Jalapenos.
These guys, I wanna get some color on a quick. Don't do this at home.
Flipping?
The flipping part. Always wash your vegetables. On the grill,
Nice.
wanna cook for tomatillos, and then we're going to cut this guy, take out the tail. We don't need this part.
Oh yeah. And how black do you want these? Or not?
I wanted to
Just to
get
release-
roasted,
Okay.
like a nice piggy.
It's big.
We're gonna chop a little coriander or sauce. We're gonna add it at the end.
You know, is it crazy for me to say that there are some Asian cuisines that are super similar to Mexican cuisine? Am I crazy?
No,
because
you're not.
Let me think. Let me. For example, Vietnamese food, for example, has a lot of fresh herbs,
Yes.
chiles. They
Yes.
have cilantro, lime, and then the base oftentimes instead of corn it's rice, and a lot of grilled meats and fried meats. I'm like, it's not the same, but it's like there's a lot of similarities. Am I crazy?
No, you're not. Yeah, we have a lot of similarities. Thai food,
Yeah.
Vietnamese,
Okay.
some of the Chinese food.
Yeah.
It kind of is, the ingredients are a bit the same, but the method of cooking is different.
Right.
But ingredients are the same.
Ingredients or like the flavor combinations in a lot of ways.
And the crazy part is, for example, Mexican food is spicy, sour, salty. You have Thai food, which is the same concept.
Sour and salty. Yeah.
The same concept.
Is there an order to which ingredients you put at what time?
No, just the garlic first.
Okay.
So the garlic is nicely crushed.
Got it.
It's really whatever you want to do, you know. Everybody has their own recipes, like, you know, like my mom cooks very spicy. My grandma also very spicy. I became a coward. So this one, it's gonna have a bit of tanginess because tomatillo tends to be a bit tangy.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a bit smokiness from the way it was cooked.
Love it.
And the spice from the jalapeno is becoming a sauce. So this is one of the techniques I like to use in my restaurants, where we do salsa de molcajete. I think when you teach your chefs different techniques and different ways to do food, it's very important. And also, for example, I was having one of my chefs is Singaporean Malay, and he was telling me, "Oh, we use something similar to that. That's how we do sambal." It's like, wait, what?
No, totally, man.
It's like, wait, what?
There's tons of similarities.
There's tons of similarities. Chinese food has a dry chili that looks like jalapeno. I mean, like a guajillo.
Okay.
It's so crazy. The difference is they don't make a sauce. They make they fry fry like chicken, and they give you this little piece of chicken with tons of chili, like sliced chili.
Yeah.
Crazy. They use it in a different way.
Yeah. Beauty.
Look at this.
Wow. Salt's okay. Nice.
And you're good to go for a taco.
Yes.
I think we should try a taco with that shit.
Freaking hungry.
One taco for you, one taco for me.
Yes, sir.
So we can cheers. And obviously, this sexy hot sauce. Look at this.
Sexy hot sauce. Oh, you sure that might be too much for you, buddy?
I'll try. So remember always to squish your lime. If you're in Mexican food and you're not squishing your lime, you're doing it wrong. And second rule, if it's not messy, it's not Mexican.
That's what he said. You heard him. So what do we got underneath here? This is a...
So this is beef brisket,
Yeah.
barbecue beef brisket.
Okay. How long has it been braised?
It's been braised for about 16 hours.
Buddy. Shit.
It's good stuff.
And what spices did you braise it with?
Top secret. Mexican law.
So good. So juicy, and then I love the acidity coming through at the top, but you got such bottom notes from the beef, and then also the garlic.
So tortilla is very important for us Mexicans.
Yeah.
In general, corn. Corn is like for Asians rice. We eat tortillas all the time. It's part of our menu. If you think about it, most of our dishes are with tortilla.
Yeah.
Chilaquiles, tortilla. Tacos, tortilla. Quesadillas, tortilla. Burritos, tortilla. Chips and guacamole, tortilla.
Wow, delicious, man. Really.
The sauce, huh?
Yeah. Soft, delicious, savory, umami, all the above.
So whenever you go to small towns, they usually hang this on the streets, which means some kind of maybe festivity, either religious or any,
Something's happening.
Something's gonna happen. And just get ready because it's gonna be loco. The biggest challenge is just to accept that you are an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And accept the fact that there is a lot to be learned and you cannot do everything. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges, asking for advice. It could be something small. It could be whether should I buy from this supplier or should I buy from this other supplier. It could be something small, but it's always good to just kind of open up a bit and just talk about it. Other bigger challenge, I feel like many of the ingredients that I would love to use, it's really hard to find them. And the reason is because there is no demand.
Okay.
And if it's not demand, it's because people don't know how to use it.
Right.
Or they don't even know the existence of such ingredient. Right. For example, epazote is a herb. It's a very complex herb. It's like the mixture between basil, coriander, oregano.
No, I've never even heard of this thing.
It's super complex. When you use the herb to do chilaquiles, bro, the chilaquiles go to the next level.
Wow. What's next for you?
Have a baby, retire in Mexico. When I say have a baby, have another restaurant maybe. F&B business is all about, it's like I say, it's a show. You need to make sure that people enjoy the show that they see, and I think for now, it would be interesting to try different ventures.
Yeah.
But for now, I think I just want to stay focused in Papi's and Mami's.
Living the dream, my friend.
One step at a time. And people say, once you see your face on your menu, you made it, right? Take the best you can and just make it happen.
That's right.
It's one taco at a time.
One taco at a time, man. That's it. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. See you soon.
Which one is that? Is that fish? It's fish. Ooh. You got the fish too, right? Well done.